The thing every one of you has been waiting for is here! Taming creatures under a rock! Good morning night everyone, and welcome to the Casual Gaming Show! My name is Sherry, and today I dive deep into my new Under a Rock addiction, creature taming! Nordic Trolls has just released a great trailer about this, and I got a lot of questions answered by the devs, so let's dive into it! Creature taming under a rock is not an easy grab them all. Instead, you have to work for it, and it's tied to progression throughout your game. Now, why would you go through all that trouble for some creatures? I have 4 reasons for you. The first is, of course, there are so many cute creatures. Who wouldn't love to have a Dodo, or a Snugget, or perhaps a crocodile running around your base and following you on your journeys? I know I will be hoarding Dodos because they just look so funny. And the Snugget? Yeah, it reminds me a bit of some cats from... And how about you? Which creatures do you like under a rock? The second reason is a very important one. Tamed creatures can shed resources that are specific for them, which you can use in crafting. That way, we don't have to harm the creatures to get resources. So this is the perfect opportunity for all animal lovers. And on top of that, they can give you an egg if they are happy enough and fulfilled. What is fulfilled? To that, I have no answer yet. That egg can turn into a companion. More on that later in this video. At this moment, there is no definitive answer about the amount of tamed creatures you can have on your base yet. The limit hasn't been fully tested, so at this moment it is only limited by the strength of your computer or laptop and your own determination in their handling. The third reason is an interesting one, I think. Each tamed creature has their own strengths and weaknesses, and will eventually have some skills too. I'm looking forward to learning more about those skills and what they can give us as extra benefits. Your creatures will also get stronger over time based on their affection towards you. So make sure you give them enough attention, the correct food, and their preferred items that they love. The fourth reason is no doubt why you all came here. The companions. They can be very useful as they travel with you because they can help you in combat and they can carry things for you. The current limit of companions you can take on your journey is 3. I will tell you more about companions later on in this video. Right now, we first take a closer look at how you can tame creatures, since that's where it all starts. The devs have confirmed that we need to do some extra things before certain things are unlocked for the tamed creatures and companions. What are these things exactly? They haven't told us that, but I do have an idea. Let me take you through the taming process that has, at least partially, been confirmed by the devs. This step may be a surprise to you, but in my humble opinion, it all begins with the research table, where we can research creature. Mind you, this step has not been confirmed by the devs yet. I have a suspicion that the Dodo is the first creature we will be able to research, and it might just be the easiest. Why? Well, we already see Dodos on the open pages of the journal on the research table. Once you've researched a creature, I assume this will unlock several things. It has been confirmed by the devs that all creatures have favorite food, and potentially other things that you might be able to tempt them with. I have a feeling the research will make it clear what's best to tempt a creature. Now that you know more about the creature you want to tame, it's time to make sure you have a proper place for them in your base. You need to provide a safe place for your creatures to live in, and you have to make sure they have enough food or the other preferred items. If you don't make sure your tamed creatures have these, they will go wild again. And you do not want a wild creature in your base. The next step is to make and place a taming box. There is a variety in tiers for these boxes. Be sure to check which tame box you are going to make. If you decide to use a low tier taming box for a higher tiered creature, it will be harder and more expensive to get it. And you might even fail. So make sure you are ready and have a plan. Once you have made a taming box, you can place it in a location where the creatures are that you would like to tame. Add the food or the other preferred items to the taming box. Make sure you have plenty of that in it. And now, you wait. Make sure you wait from a little distance. The devs have confirmed you need to be able to keep an eye on it. Once a creature interacts with the box, you will see two things happening. The first, two bars will appear above the box, with one showing the amount of total items still available in the box, and the other showing the amount of the particular item currently being consumed. The next, a taming bar will appear above the creature and display the progress towards taming that creature, like you can see with this Dodo here, who is checking out the taming box. The time it takes to tame a creature varies by the chosen creature and your creature handling skill. More about that later on. If you have put the wrong items in the taming box, the creature will not be impressed and will leave you to it. But like this Snugget possibly? If you are lucky, the creature will be successfully tempted and tamed. Like this Dodo here. If you played close attention, you may have noticed that Dodos like yipstones. Keep that in mind for your future explorations. Once you have tamed the creature, you can take it back to your base. If the tamed creature didn't use up all the items you put in the taming box, the remaining items will be there for you to pick up. The taming box, however, will be destroyed. Having tamed creatures on your base is awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. There are a few things, however, you might want to keep in mind. Or on the notes, on your monitor, or anywhere else in your base. Tamed creatures need to eat and have access to their preferred items regularly, so be sure to make enough food for them and leave it in their trove. If you set your tamed creature to follow you, it will follow you around, ignoring other creatures, unless it gets attacked. When it gets attacked, your tame will react with their natural response. So in case of a Dodo, it might run away from a Snugget. Now, if they happen to run away without damage, they will take some time to calm down before returning to you. So the devs have confirmed they will return to you. Tamed creatures can get hungry. If they are too hungry for too long, their loyalty to you will drop, eventually reverting them back to their wild state. And here's one thing you also want to remember. Tamed creatures can die if they are attacked. They will leave some resources behind before they are forever gone. If you have plans to leave the base for a few days, there are two ways you can make sure your tamed creatures are taken care of. First, this is probably obvious. Leave enough food and their favorite item for them so they can eat and play to their heart's content. That way they can always eat, they will continue shedding their resources, no problem there. The second option is to put them in a stable. That way, the benefit of that is that they don't need food and they won't go wild. But they also won't give you resources, so make a good choice about that. Now that we know how to tame a creature, let's look on how that creature handling skill works that I mentioned earlier. This skill determines how efficiently you can tame creatures and which tiers you will be able to tame. It also influences from which creatures you can get companions. So be sure to keep working on that skill. A higher creature handling skill means that your taming will go faster and you will need fewer resources. A lower skill means that taming higher tiered creatures will be more likely to fail. You can level up your handling skill by interacting with creatures, taming them, hatching companions, and leveling them up. Essentially, the more you work with creatures, the better you'll become at handling them. Now, I can imagine, but mind you, this is not confirmed, that researching Creatura might also help in getting experience in the new creature handling skill. But we will find that out once the game is released. At least that's what I expect. With knowing everything about how to tame creatures and how to level up your creature handling skill, it's time to look at companions, as they are a special UnderARock. I know you are all eager to get a companion who can fight with you and carry some of your loads. And there is one extra bonus: companions don't die! Let's look into how to get one. The first step is to choose a creature. I told you earlier that tamed creatures can lay eggs. These are needed to get a companion. So choose the creature you would like the companion version of. Not all creatures are available for companions at the release of the game, but if you don't mind the spoiler warning, keep looking, because I think these creatures will become available as companions. As you can see in this list, there are 11 creatures mentioned, and there are a few more. Now, I'm missing the turtles in this one. Are they the ones who are currently hidden, or are they not available to become a companion? Join me in my campaign to get turtles as a companion, because turtles, they are so cute and we need them as a companion. End of spoiler warning. If you haven't checked just now because of all the spoilers, I won't tell you anything about the creatures that are on the list. I will just talk about the list itself in the technical aspect of it. I wonder, since this list isn't alphabetically sorted, if it is sorted in another way. Perhaps the order of the research you have done? Or maybe the order in which you tamed your creatures? Or is it the creature level on which it is sorted? I guess we will find that out later when we can play the game. I personally am very much looking forward to that. The next step may again be a surprise to you, but yes, I expect you will need to do some research again. You need to know which hatchery you need to make, as the devs told us there are several hatcheries to choose from. It may be that this already becomes clear through the earlier research, but I don't know that yet. Now that you have chosen the creature you want a companion version of, and you know which hatchery to use, make sure the tamed creature you've chosen has a full belly and is fulfilled, because that is when they may lay an egg which can be hatched into a companion. I don't know what it means to be fulfilled. I have asked the devs that, but we haven't gotten an answer yet. So, creatures lay an egg. I got thinking, and Snugget's laying an egg. I have to be honest, that's interesting. What do you think about that? Next, wait for your tamed creature to lay an egg. Yes, you will need some patience. It seems you can already make the hatchery while you are waiting for your creature to lay an egg. The hatchery shown here can hold 10 eggs. At the moment of recording, all the crafting stations have 10 slots, so this hatchery also has 10 slots. It is not yet clear if there is a definitive limit on the amount of companions you can have in your world, besides the limit of 3 companions that can join you on your travels. That means the amount of slots may change in the future. We will see how the devs go on with developing that part. Once your chosen creature has laid an egg, you can put it in the hatchery with the necessary resources for hatching. Now, wait for it to hatch. The hatchery will show how long it takes for the egg to hatch. For a tier 1 Dodo companion, it takes about 2.5 minutes, as you can see here. I expect it will take a little bit longer for higher tiered companions. Once your companion has hatched, you have several options, as shown here. An excellent feature is that your companions have their own inventory and can carry items for you with that. Now, don't ask me why this Dodo is carrying Dodo meat. The only thing I can think of is that this must have been from hostile Dodos. Another awesome feature is that you can mount companions. Mind you, not all companions are rideable. But the Dodo most certainly is. Look at this explorer with her Dodo companion avoiding the crabs on the beach. And how about a Snugget? Isn't it awesome to go around the country on the back of a Snugget? Have you ever thought what it would be like to ride a workosaur? Under a rock, you can. Of course, sharing your inventory burden is great, and being able to mount your companions is awesome. But there is another thing for which companions are amazing to have, and I think you all agree with me. They can fight in combat with you. It depends on the stance you let them take. These have not been further explained yet, but I assume the following. The passive stance lets your companion stay away from the fight, while with the defensive stance, your companion will join you in the fight when you are attacked. Now, the aggressive stance is one you might want to think about, because I think the companion will attack creatures on sight. So, be sure to think about that before you meet higher tiered creatures that your companion might want to attack at first sight. Now look at this Snugget fighting the Neanderthalers as a great member of the explorers team. And would you look at that? It has a spinning attack. Isn't that awesome? I can't wait to also have as a companion on my journeys. As you can see here with the Dodos, the companions can take damage. This is where the companions under a rock differ greatly from similar creatures in other games. If a companion has taken full damage, in other words, health reaches 0, your companion will not die, instead it will be downed and enter a staggered inactive state. Now don't worry, once you are no longer attacked and the danger is gone, they will come out of this state. Whew, I have to be honest, that is truly a relief for me because, yeah, I have mentioned that before. Me and fighting, that doesn't always go that well, and if a companion should take it upon itself to defend me, I would hate it if it were to die because it was defending me while I wasn't that well in my fights. When it comes out this staggered inactive state, your companion will be fully functional up to a certain degree. The health will not be full, so it can follow you around, you can ride your companion, you can use the inventory, but please don't take your hurt companion directly into the next fight. I mean, you wouldn't want to have that done to yourself, right? So don't do this to your companion either. I know. I have to be honest. I might need to keep an eye on that. But yeah, I will try my best not to do this myself as well. Besides the bonus scenes you've already seen, I have a few more bonuses for you. Hats on companions has been confirmed. Keep in mind though that not all companions can wear hats. These seem to be confirmed though. In the Discord, we have every now and then talked about Gary the Snail, and now he is officially in the game. It has been revealed that he is a cursed eye. Cursed as he may be, he certainly wanted to show himself from his best side for you. You may have seen bees in some screenshots, but now the giant bees are also officially in the game. You can find them in meadows and in forests. To be honest, they scare me a bit, but maybe a certain community member can persuade the bees to be more friendly to the subjects they encounter? Now here's one thing I'd like you to think about. Did you hear that sound at the beginning of the trailer? It sounds like a dinosaur turtle elephant, which as far as I know does not have yet an official name. We have seen screenshots of it, we have seen it move and make that sound in certain clips, but I do wonder if this one is just close to the base, accidentally, or does it mean we can also tame them? Now wouldn't that be awesome? I'm looking forward to finding that out. Are you looking forward to taming creatures and getting companions under a rock? I hope this guide was helpful for you. For more UnderARock news and future gameplay, be sure to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.